Hey, good morning, good morning. Mark Avens here. Happy Monday. Welcome to episode number eight of the Daily Dose. I'll wait a moment, see if anybody comes on live. If you checked out my sunrise earlier that I posted, I was off the beach, but I had to get a glimpse of that sun. It was absolutely beautiful. So welcome to the Daily Dose. My name is Mark Avens. I'm officially the creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough for men and women over 40. I help them. I'm an online coach, work with busy moms and dads, and gosh, we're super busy now. Even if we're stuck at home, it seems like we're even busier now, having to deal with everything and taking care of our kids and our families and our work and all that stuff. So I know how busy it is. But anyway, I help busy moms and dads over 40, help them get back into shape, get their weight off without long workouts and impossible diets. Now, that's not what this is for. Just wanted to share with you who I am. If you don't know me, if you're watching this for the very first time, this is the Daily Dose. This is episode number 8. We've done this for 8 days so far. I'm pledging to go the entire month, see the need and why do what's called the Daily Dose. And let me share with you what my intention is for this. Is as we wake up in the morning, we can get a daily dose of plenty of things. We can get a daily dose of frustration and stress and worry and anxiety. We can get a daily dose of the news and the reports and who died and all these things. And we can get a daily dose of our negative thoughts in our mind. We can get a daily dose of good things as well. But there's lots of things that we can choose to get a daily dose of throughout the day. And I want this to be just a daily dose of encouragement, hence the name, the Daily Dose. So with that, I've been doing this now. This is week number 2. We're starting week number 2. This is episode number 8. If you want to go back, they're on my Facebook page. You scroll down, just look for episode 7 or 6. And with that, I want to encourage you, if you have questions, if I want this to also be as interactive as we get this going. If you have questions or you'd like me to talk about something maybe you're encouraged by, I would welcome you to send them my way. Send messages to me if you have a question, if you want me to talk about, if you'd like me to answer a question for you, if it's related to health, fitness, what have you. I'm not the expert of all things. In fact, I can say as far as expert advice is regarding health and fitness, been doing this for 25 years. Not the encouragement daily dose. That's only 8 days. So we're 8 days in. And what I want to talk about today is, good morning, Karen. Good morning, Mary, is talking about breaking news. Now, I came on last night late because I shared with what I've seen happen a lot of times with people way before all what's going on now. Is we tend to sometimes have a hard night of sleep because of what we fill our minds with, not just during the day, but at night especially. So whether you watch the news at night and you're wondering why you don't get to bed, you get to bed late and then you have a hard night's sleep of the things that are in your mind. So I talked about, and you can go back to last night's live that I did about doing a brain dump. It's dumping everything out, leaving it kind of on, in a journal, leaving that, and then also planning out your day the night before, what you need to do. Again, and that's not the point, but breaking news. Why I wanted to talk about breaking news, because a lot of times, well, what do people do when they get up? And I would say, I'll admit, I'm not that person, but I did it today. I did go on because I don't watch the news. We don't have cable, so I rarely even have TV on, maybe a little bit of Netflix. I will admit it's a little bit of an indulgence. I watch some of that. But I would say I rarely have the news on. I never did before, so really, why would I much now? I know there's lots of terrible things, but I will say I went on this morning and I just scrolled through like a local news report, just kind of looked, and not just, of course, is corona. That's all the other bad things and negative things. And it seems like it's what draws attention, right? It's what boosts the media and their polls and who watches what. And we want to see, it's kind of like driving on the highway and slowing down to see that car accident. We don't want to see somebody dead, but there's something in us that can't help but look or slow down to see if somebody died, So I want to encourage you today. This is not the negative part. I want to encourage you about the breaking news. So instead of you looking at what the news reports are saying today, and I'm sure all of you are going to do that, or most of you are going to do that, and even if it's just a glance, it's still going to occupy your mind. What if, and I'm inspired by, and I'm not inspired too often by actors or Hollywood people at all, but I would say John Krasinski, who started this thing called the Some Good News Show. And I was thinking to myself, well, what if I went back and I looked at all the main headlines for the news this morning, and and I redid them as in if they were some good news. And I did. And I want to share that with you right now because I want this to be some encouragement, because I know with all of the negativity and all the bad things and all the death and destruction and conspiracy theories and all that stuff, there's a lot of good things happening in this world with right now. I know there's relationships. Maybe you're stuck together, and while you might think, oh, it's hard on the relationship for couples and spouses and families, it could be a great time for restoration. That could be amazing. So I'm just going to go through here and share with you. So my titles, I'm just going to share with you because I think actually this may give you some encouragement for today. So breaking news, my breaking news to you. Okay, Americans. So now I'm just basically reversing what everything I read this morning as far as this. I didn't even read the articles. I just read the titles and I just redid them for you. So Americans brace for the easiest and most joyful week of their lives. Coming up, this is titled, this is the top number one. America's braced for the easiest and most joyful week of their lives. And you know what? I bet there's going to be some that have been working hard and have been overworked, stressed out, anxiety, stress, and now they're home and they actually are getting restored. They are maybe feeling a little bit of joy in their life because they're able to back off and enjoy some time with their family. So again, I'm not going to go off on too much because I want to share with you all of the ones I wrote because I think they're great. The next one, the health movement is on the rise in Florida. Over 12,350 families started an exercise program. That's surpassing yesterday's numbers of 10,000. Isn't that amazing? Again, and this is not making light of any of this. I just want to try to encourage you because I guarantee you there's lots of families out there. No news is going to report it, but there's lots of families that are probably picking up exercise habits. You can't do anything else, but you can go outside for a little bit of exercise. Maybe you have to eat at home and you have to prepare meals. For the most part, you can, of course, order them out, but chances are a lot of people are maybe eating more at home and having to prepare meals, and they're maybe making that attempt. I've heard some stories of people losing weight, and just because they've had to change some of their habits, which is amazing. So that's great news. That's breaking news. So the next one, the third one, is police, semicolon. Women accused of helping two people by offering to pick up their groceries for them so that they wouldn't be exposed because their immune system's compromised. So a woman accused, she got accused of helping two people today. That's awesome. She got to help some others. And I know there's so many people. I see so many businesses helping others and so many people stepping above and beyond to help others in need. And that's amazing. And that's breaking news. All right, next one. Surgeon General. Here's the Surgeon General. Next one. This week will be the safest and healthiest weeks their families come together and learn to love each other more. And you know, it's going to be also, side note, the safest and healthiest week. There's probably going to be the least amount of texting and driving accidents ever recorded since phones became in our hands. And I would say that's breaking news. Where's those reports? Okay, the next one. This one's one of my favorites. All right, sorry, the sun's coming in. This one's one of my favorites. Churches, local churches, have record attendances this weekend as a result of transitioning their services to an online format. Record numbers, isn't that amazing? In fact, I know a few churches that have not only had record numbers, like their giving is up and the attendance. And you know what? There's people that are bored out there. Hey, if it's boredom that gets you to maybe listen to a service about your faith in God, if you hear any of my story, why am I doing this? The encouragement, I'm so encouraged by not just my life and the people around me. I'm encouraged by my faith and trust in God that he's going to oversee this and get me through this. And he's going to get you through as well, whether you know him or not. Okay, so that is churches' record attendances. That's breaking news. Next one. Let's see. Dozens and dozens of restaurants and small business owners stepping up in a big way to their communities, making differences, being able to bring food to family members and to really adjust and shift and pivot. How amazing is that? They're making some significant efforts to change the way they offer services so that people still can service and still patron them. How amazing is that? That's awesome. That's breaking news. And then here's another one of my favorites. I'm just basically redoing the breaking news for you this morning. People rushing to online order exercise equipment, and exercise equipment shelves they're gone, and people are exercising more and they're losing weight and they're getting healthier and they're becoming their personal best in their health. How amazing is that? That's breaking news. Now listen, I want to share with you on that side note, how's one way? Now, again, this is not to make light of anything that's going on. This is truly just to be of encouragement to you. And can you imagine if our world and our lives and our news reports are filled with all the good things? You know, I think maybe we've been so conditioned over time to look at the bad, to think of the bad, to look at the numbers. The reality is people are dying all the time. What's the difference between now? Is it because you're scared that you might be one of those? Well, if you've been taking care of your health, if you're texting and driving, if you're smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, if you are an alcoholic, or any of those things. Again, not to knock any of them, but they're all reasons that people die, right? I get it. So here's what I want for you for this week. This is my, I'm going to share with you something that I ask my coaching clients on a weekly basis to do, is to put 3 goals. Give yourself 3 goals. Maybe it's an encouragement. Maybe you need to come on here and listen to this encouragement. And I want you to be specific with your goals this week that are going to move you to more positive news, move you to more positivity in your health and breaking news. You know, don't let the breaking news that you tend to, we all do. And again, even myself who doesn't watch the news, I got lured in today to watch the breaking news, is don't let the news break you. Okay? Like, think about that for a minute. So maybe that's why it's called breaking news, because all it tends to do is break people down, right? It just tends to break our emotions down, break our worry down even more, get us in a more state of fear, more state of panic. And I would say as well, we all should be informed at what's going on and be careful and take those steps. It says we shouldn't live in fear. Because fear is really crippling. It can be completely crippling, not only physically, but also mentally. And the last thing I'd want for you to do is to go through your life being crippled by some breaking news that's breaking you down. So I want you this week to do 3 goals, to be specific and to write down 3 things that you'd like to do to bring in. And you could even relate it. I'm going to relate the 3 to you right now on this social closeness, because I say this, I've been saying this from the beginning, we don't need social distancing. We need right now physical distancing. Yes, we have to avoid people and come in contact, and I totally get that. But the social closeness, this could be the perfect opportunity for goals to get yourself close to people that maybe you weren't close to before, even if it's this version through online resources, through something like FaceTime or Facebook Live or Skype or Zoom or any of those things. So I'm going to share with you my 3 goals, and then I'm going to leave you with 2 little things, and then that'll be it for today. So number 1 for mine is to go live. I'm doing the daily dose, 8 a.m. Tomorrow. I will have to say, on a side note, if you've been watching me, I have to do it at 8:30. I have a church meeting. I'm on the leadership board at our church, and we have a meeting at 8. Instead, it goes until 8:30. So I'll be coming on. I'll be posting that. It'll be a little later. That's every other week. So just this week on Tuesday. But I'm going to be going live every day with a daily dose of encouragement. Number 2, I'm going to connect with, my goal is to connect with at least 100 people a day online. 100 people. That can be from my coaching clients, people that have interest in my coaching, or looking and talking, that comment on my post, that I'm able to connect with online. If there's any period of time right now is a time we need to really get as close as we can, even if it's virtual. And I think it's a huge opportunity. It could be a great goal. At least it is for me. Number 3. This is number 3. I'm going to avoid that breaking news at all costs. I'm going to avoid, and I'm going to guard my eyes and my ears and my thoughts, and most importantly, my heart. I'm going to guard that, because that is where the wellspring is, and it's scriptural, that guarding our hearts, because it is the wellspring of life. It's a wellspring. You know what a wellspring is? It brings wellness, right, to you. So again, think of that, and going into the breaking news that maybe you're drawn to, and how that is not something that maybe is guarding yourself and guarding your eyes and guarding your ears. And like, well, I have to know. Well, why? Right? So then I'm going to leave you this two last things, and here we're done. The quote that I posted earlier is such a good quote. And this reality is, I know there's a lot of people in the storms, and I feel for you, and I'm praying for you. And I want you to know there's lots of people and pastors and communities that are there for you, can be there for you. You just have to reach out to them. But Nicky Gumbel, I did a Bible in a year. It was like a work through. It was online. It was great. It was an app. I think it's called Alpha. But anyway, he had this quote, and it says, sometimes God calms the storms, and sometimes God calms the storms. Sometimes he lets the storms rage, and he calms you. So this could be a time that if he's calming the storm, like for me, I feel God's calming the storm. There's a storm out there, I realize, but I feel like I'm pretty calm with God behind me. But I know sometimes it takes a storm to start to rage for you to be calm. And sometimes it takes in those hardest moments that you can't rely on yourself because you don't have the answer. You don't know what's next. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. But what you can do is rely on God. And sometimes that calms you, and that's calming enough. So if that's what you need, and I'll just say back to kind of the guarding part, 1 Corinthians 16:13 says, be on guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, and be strong. Like that is such a powerful verse. Again, whether you have faith or not, I would say is be on guard. Even if you're not standing firm in your faith, if you have just as much of a mustard seed, that's all you really need. Be courageous. Don't be dumb, but be courageous in your faith and be strong. And I'll tell you what, it's something that I'm encouraged by that verse today, 1 Corinthians 16:13. And again, I don't have all the answers. I'm not a theologian. I can tell you that there's things that start to resonate with me. And I know for a fact, and why I'm doing this partly, is to help others. I think my whole entire life has been spent helping others. Again, that's not to do this. It's just that's what my calling is. It's been in health and fitness and helping people get on a healthier path, physically healthier path, mentally healthier path. And again, if I can help you with this daily dose of encouragement, then my job is done. So anyway, take care. God bless. I hope you have an amazing, blessed Monday and an amazing week of really great, positive breaking news. Take care.